Well, good morning and welcome to the North American Bear Center. It's time. Here comes Spencer with his wintry stuff all on, nice looking bear jacket, and we just want to welcome you to the North American Bear Center, and it is Volunteer Week.
Woo-hoo!
My name is Scott, and this is Spencer, and we are here to kick off our Volunteer Week. We're going to be here today at this broadcast. We're on Facebook Live also, aren't we?
Oh, yes, we are.
There we are. We're on Facebook Live, and we're on
our live cam.
Special event cam.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. But we're on both. And we want to hold that microphone probably up higher, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
But anyway, we want to say thanks to everybody out there that's tuning into this right now, and welcome. Welcome all of our volunteers and everybody else that's watching. Dr. Rogers was just here a few minutes ago. He's going to be one of our special guests on Wednesday with Carolyn. Carolyn and Dr. Rogers are busy today, but you know what? They're busy working on stuff for the North American Bear Center. Well, Lynn is. Dr. Rogers definitely is. But we'll be welcoming Carolyn on 11 o'clock on Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
Yeah. And then she'll have some really cool announcements for some special gifts.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
But right now we want to say thanks to all you volunteers out there. We want to say that the Bear Center, over the years, from 2007, actually way before them when Dr. Rogers was doing research.
Right.
It was basically
all volunteers.
All volunteers. And now, even looking at the Wildlife Research Center,
majority volunteer
institute. I mean, it's majority of volunteers are out there working hard.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know you've got when the courses are going, there's a lot out there, and here at the North American Bear Center, we had what, 25? Was it 25?
26, maybe.
26 active.
Right, this past year.
Volunteers this past year, and that's only active. That is not our full list of volunteers.
Right.
Active means that they've been on projects or different things that we've got going on. It may be that they're the pond chatter moderators,
camera drivers,
cam drivers. It may be that they're the fundraising group.
Right.
It may be that they're involved with our advertising.
They may be here helping out.
They may be board members. They probably are board members, the volunteers. And, our board members are all volunteer group.
Yeah.
Which is really, really neat. But without our volunteer group and even our intern group, we wouldn't be able to do it.
An integral part of our organization, for sure.
Yes, they are. In fact, they're huge. And we want to say thanks to all you out there as we kick off Volunteer Week 2022. And it seems like the last 2 years were kind of a blur. I don't think we do a lot with it. But this year we're going to kick it off a little bit more. And next year we'll fully bring it back. But right now we'll be getting together with you today, as we are right now, and again on Wednesday, and 11 o'clock. And we just want to say a holler out there to all of you that are watching. Spencer, tell a story about volunteers.
Tell a story about volunteers. Well, first and foremost, thank you to all of our volunteers. But what I like about our organization specifically is not all the volunteers do the same thing. And like you said, you kind of mentioned it earlier, they take up various jobs here, right? And that's the best part. I think you can come here, and if maybe you don't want to interact with the public and teach them about bears, but you want to help in the back end of things or somewhere else, we always got stuff that they can do. And we have, like you said, just so many that it's kind of awesome. Some will come up and they bring stuff for us, which is great. Yeah. Obviously a little bonus. But they get all kinds of stuff done. We had some that were doing they were doing painting and trail maintenance last year. They had all kinds of different things going on, but we have lots of opportunities, and we have a really, really long list of volunteers, and they're very, very able, and they're very excited to come here, which is really cool.
Well, you look at our volunteer groups, even the ones that
the groups.
American Bear Center, such as the Lily Fans.
Right.
And we've got the Lily Pad Picnic that it still is popular, but it hasn't been able to get kicked back off ever since we had the
last big one.
Reunion, the big one.
Which was a lot of fun.
COVID has held back on that a lot, but that group is an amazing group that helps the Bear Center out. There's a lot of groups that are volunteers that have a lot to do with the Bear Center. Over a lot of years, I always call it the Hinckley Gathering, but it was a great gathering of a great group of people that would do fundraisers for the Bear Center. We have half birthday parties for the Bears that are all volunteers that get that going.
Right. Everybody that puts that on and orchestrates that,
Yep.
it's all volunteers. It's really awesome.
We have Give to the Max, which is amazing.
We have a special team just for that one, right?
Yeah, they are a special team, and every team is. Every volunteer is special. We got soon. We got Bob and Kathy going to be coming here.
Yeah,
they're coming from Washington, I believe. Right?
Some of our longest standing volunteers, I believe, and they come every year to help us out, and yeah, they're a good set of volunteers as well.
In a lot of cases, we'd like that. We talked about, it'd be nice to announce the names of our 26 active volunteers that were active last year. But those are only the ones that reported hours. The ones that we begged to report hours, there's a lot of them out there that still were volunteers, and they were still active. They just chose not to, for some reason, turn hours in, which turning in hours actually helps the Bear Center in its 501c3 program. So it's not it's something that we keep track of so that we can turn it in and do our audit. And our definitely it shows up in our audits and in our end of the year audit. So it's a requirement, and if it wasn't a requirement, we still couldn't say enough about the volunteers. I've been a volunteer at many places over the years, and I know that you put a lot into it. I mean, it's amazing how much a volunteer puts into something. It's because of passion.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the vast majority of our volunteers aren't in Ely. That's correct, right? So you're thinking they got to come to Ely.
Yes.
Just that. So if they give up their whole weekend to travel here, stay here, usually pay to stay here somewhere, and then they volunteer their whole time basically with us. That's amazing. How many people go on vacation and spend their time volunteering? We get a lot of people that do that up here, which is awesome.
We do have some local volunteers that
we do
too, but it is, when you think about it, this town don't support a whole lot of people. So
right. We have a very small town.
Usually volunteers is from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know that they come from as far away as Massachusetts,
Washington.
That's opposite side.
Right.
I mean, right there, it kind of covers it. California.
Well, we can go across the pond too, right? We got volunteers in other countries even. So
yeah, we sure do. And I'll tell you what, they're sure a lot of fun. And as our place grows, our need for volunteers grows more and more every day.
Right.
And it really does. In a lot of cases, it's maybe different capacities that we need it in, but none of us, except for Spencer, are getting younger. So we need to look at, up-and-coming replacements for volunteers and different things. So if you're out there and you're watching today, it would really, really help support the North American Bear Center, and it's in the mission of the North American Bear Center, which is the truth about black bears and misconceptions. And it would really help the mission go forward that Dr. Rogers worked so hard on all of his life with many volunteers out there that helped.
Right.
The reason why we didn't really want to go over the names wasn't just because the only ones that were on that list that were active were hours that, they turned in.
Right.
It was also because we were afraid we'd miss somebody. And the last thing we want to do is miss a volunteer out there. It's important to us not to miss any of you and say thanks to all of you.
Well, on that topic, we were talking about groups. Yeah. I forgot to mention we've had some. Well, I guess they've volunteered in the past years as well, but more recent years, VCC has been doing some volunteer work for us.
Oh, that's right. The VCC's been
doing they have clubs, they have classes and labs that have come out here. They've helped immensely on our trail. In fact, they'll be coming out still yet this year to do some more work. So just real quick, VCC, that's the local college we have here in Ely, Vermilion Community College. They've been great help to us the past couple of years in getting our trail work done and volunteering out there to get a lot of the brush cleared and just make it look nicer for our guests and expand as well.
Yeah, another thing that brings my, brings up my memory of a volunteer group is looking at the volunteer group that was with us during a couple of tough times. First time would be when we lost a fantastic bear in Honey, whom I really like that bear. And we had volunteers helping us through that whole ordeal when she was struggling to make it, and ended up not making it. But we had a great group that was helping them, along with Sharon and, of course, some of the staff. But the other one that sticks to me is that Ted travels down to the University of Minnesota for the surgery trip that he had to have, which was way more than just dental work.
Yeah.
It was considerably more than dental work. And actually, a lot of those people that were at the University of Minnesota volunteered their time and their expertise. We had people that were here at midnight helping,
waiting on their cell phone for us to call them.
Yeah, when Ted came back and when we loaded him up.
Yep.
So I should go first saying when we loaded him up, it
Right.
started, and when we got done, I mean, there's Morrow sitting out in the parking lot after we got freezing rain and kind of small mini blizzard conditions.
Right.
He's sitting out there with his Bobcat waiting to load Ted up and unload Ted.
Yep.
Actually, it was what time? 11:30 when we unloaded Ted that night.
It was pretty late.
And there he sat out there in his Bobcat waiting.
Yep.
And there was a line of volunteers helping, plus staff helping to lift that bear.
Right.
That was not a light. He is not
No.
a light bear to lift.
No.
But it just is very, very important that we reach out to everyone and say thank you. And you just never feel you say thanks in the right way or enough.
Right.
That's how I always feel about it. Is do they really know that we really feel that way?
Right.
You ever think that?
Oh, all the time. And that's why we do this stuff on this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
We want them to know that we really, really appreciate all that hard work that they've done for us.
Yeah, and it gets days where it gets busy here and it gets humming along, and sometimes you got volunteers that you just tend to take for granted sometimes, like our camera operators. Our PTZ crew out there is just amazing. I mean, I can't tell you how many times they've helped us out during storm situations.
Right.
Bear situations. My wife and I were watching, I think it was a week ago Friday, she was watching Tasha and Holly run around out here. It was about, 8 o'clock on Friday night. How much fun is that on a Friday night? 8 o'clock. It was pretty neat, actually. She kept telling me, look at her now. Now she's rolling around, and Tasha was doing her rolling thing on the ground, and they were running the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
It was just neat to watch. I mean, the cameras are amazing.
Yeah, and they capture a lot of good stuff that the Bears might not be doing in the hours that we're actually open. So
how about the picture of Ted's jaw?
Yeah, he's looking good.
We couldn't have done that good looking at it.
No.
That camera was amazing, and you guys saved the pictures. And, everybody just seems to reach out and help out.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. And I know sometimes it may feel like you're not appreciated, but you are.
You are very much.
In fact, we could really use some volunteers today as we're getting heavy snow. If you're watching on the outside cameras, we are getting heavy snow right now.
It wasn't even like that when we started. It just came out of nowhere.
We've got these bands of snow coming through, and I don't know, this morning I had about another probably 4 or 5 inches of snow, and I'll bet you by now, after all this is said and done, they're saying we're going to probably have anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of snow on the ground, fresh. We got another snowstorm coming on Wednesday, and then next weekend they're talking about more.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they know we're supposed to be opening?
Apparently not.
It's really tough to get a place open when winter's just hanging on.
Right, especially when we've already had 40-degree days and 50-degree days yet this spring, and we thought spring was here, but we were wrong. We're still in winter.
My sled dogs keep looking at me like, well,
are we going out?
Are we really done? Let's get going here. Season's just started.
Yeah.
But, it's just, it really is frustrating.
It is.
For the Bear Center.
Well, historically, we would have been open this past weekend.
Yeah. I think we even had a volunteer scheduled to come in.
Yeah, because we would normally have guests in here.
And right now we'd like to say it's a plus-minus thing. A minus-plus, I'll say. We lose a little bit of snow, then we gain more back. We lose a little bit of snow, then we gain more back. So
right.
We keep climbing.
All while adding to that little layer of ice underneath all of it, too.
Yes.
So just not helping.
Plus, Ely's not waking up because of this.
No.
Because everybody knows that once you get past, you go about 40 miles south of here, 50 miles south of here, and there isn't much snow on the ground.
Right, like Cloquet area.
Yeah, there's nothing hardly at all. That's about 100 miles away.
You're right, it's a little further.
But I heard yesterday, Amy said she was coming back, and she said there was hardly any snow in Cotton.
Yeah.
And as she got closer to the Laurentian, and for those of you who don't realize, we got a Laurentian divide, and usually you come up over that hill out of Virginia, and bang, there hits the snow.
Yep.
And we are in a snow belt area, so we tend to get snow, which is why I love it up here. But the Bears, I'm sure they're thinking, and the birds?
Yeah.
What do we do here?
Yeah, they're like, what's going on?
It's like our volunteers. What do we do? Do we come up? Do we volunteer? We've had to change our opening date now twice. We're hoping that we don't have to do it a third time. Right now, we're scheduled to be open on the 29th of this month. I mistakenly said the 29th of May, and I threw up when I seen that. But anyway, no, we're supposed to open up the 29th, and that actually starts us being open 7 days a week.
Right.
That weekend. But if the Mother Nature don't slow us down here with this snow, we just don't know.
Right.
We really don't know. So volunteers, hang on. We need you. We really need you. I know Sharon is biting at the bit, and the staff's biting at the bit to start utilizing and doing some of the things we've talked about, which would be kind of fun to do.
Oh, yeah.
But volunteer week
kicks off today.
For some reason, it just don't feel like it because of this winter, but it kicks off yesterday, actually.
Yesterday.
But here we are today saying thank you to everybody out there and giving you a shout-out. And if you're out there and you're watching right now and you're a volunteer, smile and look at the reflection back at yourself. Because
maybe a little one of these.
Yeah, you did a great job. And I know that you all don't do it for... I know you don't do it for recognition. You don't do it for monetary. You do it because you believe in the mission. You believe in what the Bear Center is doing, and you can take pride in walking through this place and out in the areas that we're doing. And it is pride, and that the volunteers make this place what it is. The staff does a great job too, but the volunteers here are. The Bear Center doesn't have, even though we're successful, we don't have the income to support all these people that help us out that we would have to pay for if we didn't have volunteers.
Right.
So, again, we thank you, and Volunteer Week is a pretty neat week. It's a national recognition week for volunteers. So
we got some of the best.
I can think of so many things that I could sit here and talk about since I've been here. That's been volunteer-driven. It's just amazing. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah. There's been so many. And we see we got, repeat offenders, so to speak, where they come every single year, and then we have been getting some new ones from year to year, too. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just cool to see. And they all get along with each other. They get along with the interns. They get along with the staff. And it's a cool work environment to be a part of.
It really is. And, we got the Wildlife Research Center Institute that has a lot of volunteers out there that Dr. Lynn Rogers is still out there and having a good time taking some pretty cool pictures right now this time of year of fox and
he's got lots of wildlife
and birds and all that stuff. But I know that there's volunteers that are still helping throughout the winter.
Oh yeah,
here and there out there. And then you got the big crew that comes around June or so.
Yeah, pretty soon
out there. And then they
hopefully
start kicking in for the courses.
Oh yeah.
And they're all volunteers.
Right, and they spend a lot of time out there.
Yeah, they do. In fact, most of them live out there for a couple months or better. But, bottom line is we thank you all. We thank the past volunteers that have put a lot of effort into this place. There's a lot of volunteers out there that ain't volunteering anymore for whatever reason. We thank you for all of what you did.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. We thank all you past volunteers. I mean, it's driven by you guys. It really is. And all we do is have the steering wheel. You guys are the cogs that make it all happen. Our intern program does.
That was started by a volunteer.
Even though they get a little bit of stipend because it's costly for a student to come up here, they're in a lot of ways they're volunteers.
Right.
And we know hopefully some of our past interns are watching too.
Yeah, let's hope. Maybe some of the new interns.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're just going to have a fun Wednesday. And Carolyn's going to get to go over a couple of fun things. And I know that Dr. Rogers is going to be here. He's been invited. He's one of our special guests for Wednesday. We'll be here at 11 o'clock Ely time, which is Central time. And maybe I think they might have quit snowing now. See, you guys have already worked your magic. But
yeah, it has.
I think that what we'll do is be looking forward to Wednesday at 11 o'clock.
With Carolyn and Dr. Rogers?
Yep, Carolyn, Dr. Rogers. Maybe we can get Sharon involved a little bit.
Sounds fun.
Neat, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And let them talk about some volunteer stuff.
Some exciting stuff.
We thank you for watching and tuning in on Facebook Live and on our
special
events cam. We thank you for that. We thank you for the people that got the advertising together, that put it out there, the word that we were going to be on today live at 11 o'clock. That's a volunteer group.
Yep.
We got volunteers at volunteer for many areas.
Oh, yeah.
One person.
The roster is deep and wide, for sure.
It is.
But it can get wider and deeper if you're interested.
Yeah, you need to help us out. You need to talk to your friends or people you may know that want to be volunteers here at the Bear Center and have an experience. There is, for all the volunteers, normally there's bear time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we try and get some bear time in there, and, you know, it's going to be a nice year to see, hopefully, some changes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that we're going to have with, it'd be nice to have some fencing going up.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. You know, it all depends on shipping and materials and blah, 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 as you all know out there. But we're going to stay positive and confident and say, we're here because of you. Thank you very much and have a great day. Spencer, is there anything you want to say for last words?
Yeah, I will. I just want to say another thank you to all of our volunteers, past, present, and future. We really appreciate you and looking forward to a 2022 season with y'all.
Thank you and have a great day. We'll see you Wednesday at 11 o'clock Ely time. Thanks again for tuning in on Facebook Live and on our special events cam. Have a great day.